with Create, Make, Decorate. Welcome. I am out here creating some little garden angels, and I thought I would do a live tutorial in case any of you would like to learn how to do this for your yard. It's a really fun, simple project using repurposed old shutters. Anyway, I've already made a couple, and I wanted to show you what it looks like when it's finished. So this is her when she's finished. Isn't she cute? So I'm going to show you how I made this thing. So I've done most of the prep work, pretty much all the prep work. Yesterday I cut out my pieces of wood, and I'll show you that here in a minute. And so today's just assembling. So again, this is her. This is out of an old shutter. I picked the shutters up at Habitat for Humanity. Great place to go if you want to find, if you want to do some fun little projects, and you can get things for pretty cheap. I promise you it was not windy until just like I went live. Anyway, so let's get started. So what I did is I just went ahead and painted. This is what it looked like before I painted, so I still have to paint that side. But I just went ahead and did a real quick dry brush technique because I want that weathered look on here. Again, it's going to be outside or indoors, I mean wherever you want to put it, but I'm mainly doing it for outdoors. And so just quick dry brush technique with some the Waverly chalk paint and plaster. And then these are just 1x2 pieces of wood. And I cut mine out, of course it's going to differ on you if you have different size shutters, how long you want your wood. So these are going to be the wing. So these are just 1x2s, and I have three different sizes. So I went ahead and did 22 inches long, and then 20, and then 18, because I want them to kind of step down as it did on here. You could see the different size because you want it to look like her little wings. So again, just a dry brushing technique on there. I don't want it solid painted. I want it weathered. I want it to look like she's been outside, and that's where she's going to live anyway. So if you don't have any saws, Lowe's will cut your wood for you. So if you have a general idea of what lengths you want, just go over to Lowe's and have them pre-cut your wood. So no saw required for you if you want. You do have to do a little sanding on it just to smooth it out a little bit, because your edges will be rough. So, and you can just use, I have an electric sander or my little block sanders over there that I got at the Dollar Tree. You can just slightly, sand it out on that. So getting started, so I've cut those out, okay? Also, I cut out my own heads. Now I know these aren't perfectly rounded. I don't care, they're round enough for me because, she's kind of meant to be rustic anyway. But again, if you don't have any saws to cut out the wood yourself, I did see yesterday at Lowe's, they have perfectly round circles that you could buy, and they're $7. So there you go. Again, not a lot of tools needed for this project. Anybody could do it. It's very simple. One thing I do suggest that you have is an electric drill or a battery drill, whatever you got, because you don't want to be hand screwing them in there. That's a little hard to do. So anyway, getting started. These are going to be her arms. These are just old pieces of wood I had from a leftover project. So these are going to be her arms like I have them there. Okay, so getting started. So the best thing to do is go ahead and drill your holes. That's one thing I've learned about doing like wood projects whenever there's screws involved. Pre-drill the holes. Like I never thought of that before. So simple, but my husband's like, make your life easier, just pre-drill the holes. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. And I just kind of eyeball where the wings are. So anyway, pre-drilling the holes. And of course, whatever size screws that you decide, you need to use, that's all up to you. So what I do just as a little bit of a reinforcement is just some wood glue. This is just Gorilla Glue, just a little bit of reinforcement on here to make sure that it sticks. I don't mean to be talking so fast, but honestly, I think the wind is coming in. So, okay, so you're just gonna place that on there. I do know with my piece, I want about a 5-inch overhang on the top little wing, if you will, and that's about where it's at. So we're gonna leave it there. And we're just gonna go ahead and pre-drill this one in. So with your little gun here, just get them holes pre-drilled. And then we're gonna do the same with the ones below. And they're all an inch off. So like I said, the first one is 22 inches long. The second is, they're 2 inches off, sorry, 22, 20, and 18. So you're just gonna kind of, and I just eyeball at this point, you know, if it looks like it's, you know, an inch on each side, that's good enough for me. You know, it's rustic, there's no perfection needed here. Okay, so that looks about straight enough for me. Okay, let me just pre-drill the holes here. I love like little whimsy things in my yard. What about you guys? Most of the time is in the prep work, but the painting doesn't take long to do, again, because I'm just doing that little dry brush technique, and it dries quick. So you could paint it and then turn around and put everything together pretty much, you know, right after each other. Okay, and then just drilling it in. So like I said, Habitat for Humanity is a great place to find stuff for projects. You can buy cabinet doors there. I have some cabinet doors that I've painted and turned into some really cute pictures, and you can buy them for $3 or $5. So I would, let me fix that. I would like highly recommend that if you guys have one in your area, go check it out. It's worth a trip to go see what they got. And every week they have something different, so it's kind of like a thrift store. You kind of need to go in weekly and see what kind of finds you're going to see. And then if you find something, land on it, because you can't guarantee that it's going to be there, you know, the next time that you go. So anyways, so the head, I put some glue on it, and I'm going to put it on top of the shutter. And the way that I'm going to attach that is I just cut just a little small block of wood. In fact, I need to paint that. And that's what I'm going to use, like I did on her. We're just going to screw her in to hold the head to the shutter. So let's go ahead and do that. And again, just apply some wood glue to it just for extra reinforcement. Okay, so attaching that. So there's the attached head. Okay, so there's the wings, and then there's your little angel. I still have to paint this. I didn't finish painting that yet. So there's that. Now I'm just going to do a really rough dry brush painting on there for those of you that may not know what dry brushing is. So again, just my Waverly chalk paint, and this whole project takes very minimal paint, you guys. Now if you were wanting to paint it solid and you don't like the shabby look, then, you know, paint it solid. It'll take you more paint by doing that. So you just get a little bit of paint on your paintbrush, minimal, and you're just lightly going over the wood. But you see how simple this is? So there's that little dry brushing already done, bam. And we're just gonna add some up here because I know I forgot. And it's already that quickly almost dry to the touch. When these are done, like with my finished ones, I did go ahead, because they are going to be outside, you do want to protect them a little bit from the elements. So I just did a spray protective gloss over it, like a protective outdoor. You could do, like, I think I did, it's called Hellman's Outdoor Wood Protector or something like that. I got at Lowe's. So you do want to do maybe 1 or 2 coats over it, you know, just to protect it. It's going to get weathered anyway because it is wood and it's outside. But to me, that just adds to the charm of it. So, okay, so there's our little lady, our little angel lady. Now we're going to do the arms. This is such a fun, simple project and just adds a lot of whimsy to your yard, you guys. Okay, so again, attaching the arms, you want to just go ahead and pre-drill your holes. That will just save you a lot of fuss. I don't know about you guys, but I love me some power tools. I feel like just so like, I don't know, like a superwoman or something when I'm using power tools. You guys, or am I just weird? I know I'm weird. I get excited. So pre-drilling, and then again, I just recommend that you use a little bit of wood glue before you put your drills in. Just as an added enforcement. And then once this is done, I want to show you guys what I picked up at the Dollar Tree to go ahead and decorate her with. Okay, so let's just get those in there. You see why I do recommend that you have a power drill, because you know, you can hammer if you want with nails, or you could hand screw, but boy, that would be rough on your arm. So, and she comes along fairly quickly. Okay, so there's her little arms. And your imagination can run wild with what you want her to hold. She doesn't have to hold anything if you don't want her to. But I found at the Dollar Tree, well, you can have her hold little flowers if you want. That would be cute. You could somehow get a terracotta. I found little tiny terracotta plots. I can't even talk. Terracotta pots at the Dollar Tree that you could attach here with some wire. Just kind of fish some wire through the shutter and kind of twist it in the back of the shutter and have a terracotta pot in there with a little plant. You can have her holding herbs if you want, or fake flowers, you know, that, you know, I'm not a green thumb, so all my flowers die. I don't do well with flowers. But what I did find there were these adorable little signs. And they say, look for the angels in your life, they are everywhere. And I thought, oh my God, that's perfect. Can you guys see that? So the Dollar Tree for that. And I bought 4 of them. And I thought, well, that's perfect for my little project. And I went ahead on her, as you could see, I already put it on there. Okay, this is my finished girl. I just attached some screws in here at the bottom and just hung it. And I just used a little bit of hot glue just to help it stick a little bit, and also hot glued the bottom to the arms just so it didn't move around a lot. Also, unfortunately they only had 2 of them at the time I went, but they had these cute little wood wreaths, and I thought that'd be cute for a little halo. So I went ahead and just on this one did that. I purposely didn't add faces to mine, mainly because I'm not a good face drawer. So do you guys think it needs faces? I kind of like it without the face. If you want to add a face to yours, you know, add a face to yours. But again, different ideas that you could do with this project for hair, or I've seen them where they just leave it like this. Now I think it needs a little something on the head. I think it's a little bit plain. So you can take, oh, this is the green moss. I meant to grab the brown moss. Anyway, moss, but they have it in brown, and I have it in my shed. So you could take moss and you could stick moss around to do like hair. You can take some raffia and glue some raffia around it and add a little bit of hair to, with that. You can add a little cute hat if you want to her. The imagination is yours. Run wild with it. But pretty much that's the gist of the project. Isn't it cute? And it's so simple. I hope that inspired you guys to get out there. You know, spring is around the corner, so you want to start getting things ready for spring. I want you to get out there and create it, make it, decorate it, do all of it. Anyway, thank you all for joining. You have a wonderful and blessed rest.